That's Father Walter. Father Phil right here. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Your Pratte pack on the road at an incredible place, St. Peter and Paul Ukrainian Church in that wonderful community of Aliquippa. Now, coming up, courtesy of John Diagardi and Rome Monument, Life is a Journey, memorialize the journey. We are going to be broadcasting the midnight mass of Christmas Eve in Ambridge. We'll talk more about that in a moment, but my good friend, Father Michael Pulaski is here. This is an incredible church, and believe it or not, I've been just about every place in Beaver County, but this is one place I have never been at before, and I'm so blessed and honored to be here. This is an incredible parish.
Nice parish, as I mentioned to you, Rob. This parish in Aliquippa, we just celebrated a 100th year anniversary this year, and we had a youth celebration in June. A nice group of people. Bishop came. We ordained a young man to the priesthood. It was a great day, a special day.
Now, you've been here 4 years, but decades in Ambridge.
22.
Talk about the synergy between the two and how you brought them together.
Well, it's a little bit of a struggle, because even though the parish is only 5.5 miles apart, they were two different communities. People might ask, why were two parishes so close together? But 100 years ago, there was no bridge. So it made sense to build a parish. The parish here in Aliquippa, have had their own priest up until 5 or 10 years ago. So it's a little bit different to have a priest that they're sharing someone with. We have gone out of our way, both parishes, Father Walter, Father Phil, myself, to encourage the parish to get to know each other a little bit better, because they kind of really don't, to be quite honest with you. We invite each other to our events. We advertise the liturgy schedules in both bulletins, and we have people coming back and forth. So they're getting to know each other after all these years. They're coming, to a certain degree, I think, starting to become one parish, and that's an important thing.
You know, I've talked often about that melting pot, the city of neighborhoods, Pittsburgh, and it pretty much was like that throughout this area, and really here in Beaver County, because of all of the people who came from all over the world, from Serbia, obviously, the Ukraine, and, well, the Italians as well, and just about everybody found a place where they could go to work, and usually it was a steel mill. And of course, at one time, in this great community of Aliquippa, there was J&L Steel, which went on to become LTV, and at the height of its capacity, about 14,000 people worked there. Thousands lived in and around Aliquippa and the surrounding area. Now, the Roman Catholic Church, St. Titus, 2011, celebrating their 100th anniversary. At one time, it was the largest church in the Pittsburgh Catholic Diocese. It had full 5-time priests. So it has changed a lot, but one thing is constant is the faith of the great community and the parishioners, and we are so honored to do something a little different. This is our, well, return engagement with St. Paul Ukrainian Catholic Church. We were there a couple of years ago broadcasting the Midnight Mass, and we'll be doing it again this year. Now, from the Roman Catholic Diocese, Father Ron Lingman, who you may know from Amplify Sunday nights on KDKA, will be back at CBS Radio in Pittsburgh, and he'll be helping narrate this incredible Mass that will be taking place at their church in Ambridge with this man, and we're going to have a very special guest in studio with Father Ron to help because of the Ukrainian connection. Tell us about it.
And that's Monsignor George Appleyard. He's a semi-retired priest, but very involved in our diocese in many ways. Very well known. He has written a lot. He gives a lot of homilies, and he's an expert on liturgy. So he will do his very best to explain on the radio to the listeners the beauty of the Byzantine liturgy, some of the differences between the Latin Rite and the Ukrainian Catholic Rite, and he will do a tremendous job because he's very educated, very well schooled, and very professional at this. So we're excited about having him, and he'll do a great job.
All right, now I want you to explain to the audience a little bit about the difference between Roman Catholic and obviously Ukrainian Catholic Church. We'll keep it as simple as possible, but this way you'll be prepared for some of the stuff that you're going to be hearing on the radio coming up on Christmas Eve at midnight. And again, this tradition is really only because of one reason: the Diagardi family, my good friends, they of course behind Rome Inspirations and Rome Monument.
The most important thing I can begin with, and I'll try to make it very brief and very simple too, is that there are many ways of being Catholic. We call them rites. Most people think of the Latin Rite or the Roman Rite, but there's the Byzantine Rite, the Melkite Rite. We are Byzantine Rite. It is an Eastern Catholic Rite. There are more Byzantine rites than any other rites other than Roman Catholic. We celebrate the same faith, the same truth, the same dogma, but we get about it in a different way. That's the beauty of the Catholic Church. There are many different ways of being Catholic, so we can have different experiences. We like icons. We don't have statues normally. Our priests can be married. That's very unusual in the Roman Catholic Church. I'm not a married priest, Father Phil, Father Walter not, but in my diocese, our diocese, about half of our priests are married. The service would remind you of the Orthodox service. We are Orthodox in theology and in ritual, but Catholic in unity. We mention the Holy Father's name, Francis, more in our services than they do, I think, in a Roman Catholic Mass, to be quite honest with you. So we're Catholic. Roman Catholic people can come to confession to us. They can receive communion here. We can go to a Roman Catholic Church. But we experience our faith in a very ancient, very mystical type of way. The icons, the iconostas, create a beautiful, very, very, very holy type of attitude. Our ritual is quite different. Our choir, hopefully you'll listen and hear on Christmas Eve, and so much better than 3 years ago. Improving.
And they were pretty good then.
You know, so we are a different type of Catholic, but Catholic in unity with the Holy Father and the Roman Catholic Church, but expressing our faith in a different way, with different traditions, like icons, like married priests. We make the sign of the cross a little bit differently. We could go on and on and on, but I know we're struggling for time. But we express our faith in the Byzantine rite.
Why I love Beaver County so much. The Byzantine Church in Ambridge, of course, all of our Catholic churches, the Ukrainian Church here in Aliquippa, and in Ambridge. Beth Samuel Jewish Center, as Hanukkah is going to begin on Christmas Eve at sunset in Ambridge. My melting pot, truly one of the best places in the world to live, and obviously because of parishioners like the ones here, and of course of this man, Father Walter and Father Phil. So I hope you'll tune in. Diagardi family proudly presents, courtesy of Rural Monument, our Midnight Mass, a gift to you, which has become a tradition on News Radio 1020 KDK. It will be live from St. Peter and Paul Ukrainian Church in Ambridge. Have a very happy holiday and good night from Aliquippa.